So welcome everyone. Beautiful to be with you here. Um, I wanted to basically connect with you in order to understand a little bit better this time, this quarantine time, and for the first time in history, the entire planet is quarantined. For the first time in history, social distance and staying at home for the entire planet are the tools that we are just using in order to um, deal with this virus, with this pandemic. So it's a very profound time. It's a very intense time, and basically, through these conversations that we are going to have on Saturdays at 4 o'clock, they are going to be just short conversations about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I want to address somehow actions that we can take in order to go through this very difficult time, very profound, intense time in a better way. Actions that can help us to improve our health. Basically, I found that these actions can really benefit our health, and I create this program based on these 7 actions or 8 actions. Some of them I want to talk at this time because they are a little bit not connected with this particular time that we are going through now. For example, contact with nature, which is something very difficult for us at this moment. But basically, before we talk about this, I would like to understand why we are just going through this. Why I'm going to talk to this. I want to talk to this because basically, I think that most of us we feel deprived. Most of us we feel that something at the level of emotions, at the level of physiology, at the level of financials, has been we were being deprived somehow. So it's a very intense time. It's a very profound time, and I like to address this from a personal view. In my case, I believe that this time really got me a lot of questions. So I am very, 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 very much thinking about this time and how much questions I have. It really challenged all my truth, and I feel like more than teaching at this time, I feel like I really want to learn. I think that is a great time for me. I feel that it's a great time for me. Of course, it's not comfortable, but still, because it's challenging my root, it's a time in which I really want to understand who I am and where I have to go, where I have to put myself, and how to face all these changes and how to go through all these changes in from a loving perspective. You know, I think that we have 2 choices. We can feel depressed, we can feel anxious. I'm sorry, we can feel anxious, we can feel upset, or we can take all of this as an experience that can help us to move towards a different place. And of course, I prefer the second option, and because of that, I think that basically what is happening to most of us is that we are going through a lot of inner anguish and a lot of anxiety. This is basically it. And I would like to talk a little bit about that, because depression is facing the past, and anxiety is facing the future, is focusing on the future. So when we are depressed, we are most of the time depressed because something happens, and when we are anxious about what is going to happen. What is it that is going to happen now? And this is really overwhelming. This is the time that we are going through these days, in my understanding. And because of that, I think that is a very interesting thing, because this is exactly how our cognitive process works. Our mind goes from the past to the future, from the future to the past. It's constantly moving in this pendular movement from both the past and the future. We can think at the present moment. We can be at the present moment, which is a completely different story. But for most of us, it's very difficult to be. It's funny because we call ourselves human beings, but we are most of the time thinking and doing. We don't call ourselves human thinkings or human doings. We call ourselves human beings. Again, to be is a very difficult, very difficult task. While we just get stopped by this sort of event, we are just really stuck in thinking, what is it that I'm going to do now? I am constantly thinking about what happened, and I am also constantly thinking about what will happen. So I think that this is a very important information that I would like to share with you, because understanding our cognitive process is how we can really understand the process that we are going through at this moment, and this can really help us to move towards a different place, to move towards a different in a different direction. So basically, I create this program that is based on these 6 areas. The first one is self-awareness, which is the one that I'm going to talk this Saturday today. I'm going to explore a little bit self-awareness, and I would like to do 1 or 2 exercises that can help you to embrace self-awareness, to explore self-awareness. But before that, I would like to explain what self-awareness is. But also, and following Saturdays, I will talk about food as medicine. Food can be medicine, can be taken as medicine, or food can be poisonous. So it's very important at this time to really address food. But also, it's very important to address stress management, because as I was saying before, we are going into a very stressful time. But also, it's important to address emotional healing. We are going through a lot of emotions these times, so it's very important for us to heal emotionally. And finally, I would like to address also exercise. It's crucial at this time to exercise, to move our bodies. And finally, our sleeping, because as I see many students at this moment calling me, and everyone is having a lot of problems, a lot of a hard time sleeping. And so I would like to address the sleeping pattern and some ideas that I can bring to you in order for you to embrace and better that part of our existence. So let's focus today in self-awareness. Basically, human beings, we have the credit to be aware. At this moment, you are just having this connection with me through a virtual connection, but still you are able to perceive, you are able to listen. So we have this awareness. Now, one thing is the idea of perception, of seeing awareness as perception. Okay, I am aware, yes. So I am seeing all what is surrounding me, yes. But another thing is to be able to perceive clearly, like a picture. Sometimes the more aware that we are of the cognitive process, we have the credit, human beings, we have the credit to understand our cognitive process, our thoughts. We see our thoughts. We are able to see them. And then this is a very important part of it. Why this is important? Because most of the time we are taking actions. Actions happens constantly. We open our eyes and action happens. We are just taking action. Most of the time we are very unconscious about that. We just go. We are not very aware of the steps that we take in life. And you can hide yourself in the corner and say, I don't want to do nothing, I want to be here. And then someone is going to knock the door and say, hey, what's going on? So action we take. But most of the time, as I say, most of us, we take actions in very unconscious way. And because of that, we are not very aware of the impact that we create. We create a lot of impacts, a lot of impact. At any time that we are here in the presence of others, we are creating an impact. We create an impact on our world constantly as humans. Think about sapiens as a species, all the impact that we create in this planet. So self-awareness is being conscious about this cognitive process. And this is a very important part of the story, because when we are in the niche of negativity, when we are in the niche of being upset or being depressed or whatever we are part of the problem. We don't see ourselves. When we have the capability to see ourselves, see the process that is happening, then I may be able to change whatever I don't like. Uh, I'm going to be able to change it, because the only chance to solve a problem is to see it. We have this credit. We are able to see our thoughts. We are able to see our cognitive process. We are able to see our emotions. Now, again, self-awareness is based on that, the expansion of awareness. Um, and 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 the best tool that I uh, in all these years of learning I just found was meditation. So meditation is this tool that helps us to understand our mind, to understand what's going on here in all aspects. It's like a seeing yourself. So that's why I deeply recommend meditation as the first tool for this for this quarantine, because meditation will help you a lot to understand your impact. Meditation will help you a lot to understand where are you at, what's going on at this moment with you, and and then I would like to practice now a few exercises, just very simple exercises, because if you're not a meditator, some of you maybe already meditate every day. Meditation is something that I do deeply recommend you to practice every day. But if you're not a meditator and you never were able to meditate, what I recommend is to start with simple exercises, just 5 minutes exercises in which you just close your eyes and you just let it go. You just see what's going on with you. You just follow a little bit your breathing. You just follow a little bit your body. You just follow or connect a little bit with your heart. Just very simple exercises. I would like to practice the first one, which is called the 3 phases of breathing. You can access to all these exercises that you're going to see with me and all my meditations at any moment in any social media like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. You just have to type Maya, Mya, and my name and last name, Diego Gesualdi. So Maya, Diego Gesualdi, then you are going to have access to all these meditations for free. These audios, basically are part of my program, The 5 Doors. The 5 Doors is the program that I create based on these 5 areas of our existence as an intellectual center and the inner presence of the soul. So these are the 5 doors: breathing, body, heart, mind, and soul. Why? Well, because I believe that these 5 areas of our existence can really help us to heal ourselves. This idea of healing is what I am trying to bring these Saturdays. That's what I create this program, the 5 Doors, in relation to meditation, and I create these programs related to health of these 7 pillars of perfect health. But let's practice a little bit one very simple exercise that can help you to slow down while you are in your house at any moment. So close your eyes, please. As you close your eyes, the first thing that I want you to do is to connect with your beautiful body. Feel your body and make your body comfortable. Just sit comfortably. Relax yourself. Release the tensions that you are holding, maybe in your shoulders, maybe in your hands. Readjust yourself at any moment. And then when you feel ready, shift your attention toward your breathing. Connecting with the air going through your nostrils in and out. Connecting with the air touching the back of your throat and going down through your trachea. Connecting with the air expanding your lungs and moving your lungs down as you exhale. Now, as you connect with your breathing, try to recognize these three phases: the inhalation, the exhalation, and the gap after the exhalation. And these are the three phases of your breathing. You will see that there is an inhalation followed by an immediate exhalation. And then by the end of the exhalation, it's a resting time in which we neither inhale nor exhale. Try to recognize that. Now take a deep, big inhalation. Hold it. And let it go. One more time. Deep, big inhalation. Hold it. And release. And when you feel ready, gently open your eyes. So this is a very simple exercise. This is an exercise in which you can really understand your breathing. You can become aware of your breathing. You can understand how your breathing is. We don't breathe. We breathe inhalation, exhalation, and then there is a small gap by the end, very small gap by the end of the exhalation. It's almost like the end of the exhalation, but in that gap, we don't inhale, neither inhale. We don't inhale, neither exhale. So we don't move in any ways, we rest. So you want to be conscious of your breathing experience. You want to recognize your breathing experience. So by that, you develop the power of observation. By that, you develop the power to be able to go through an experience, whatever the experience is, and at the same moment, you can basically see what's going on with you. You can basically see that movement of your breathing. If you're able to do this, then you are going to be able to be upset, but being able to see that you are upset and maybe to modify that. Because there is nothing wrong about being upset. What is wrong is what we do with that. Of course, we are going to be upset at this moment. Of course, we are going to be stressed at this moment. Of course, we are going to go through a lot of emotions at this moment. That's not the problem. The problem is, what is it that we do with all this that is going on in our minds, in our heart, in our body? So that's why I emphasize the importance of self-awareness. Meditation is a great tool to develop self-awareness. Actually, is the tool to develop self-awareness, because through meditation you're going to be able to develop this sort of power of observation in the beginning, understanding basically the movement of your mind, how my mind flies away, constantly flying away. What are the thoughts that I am having constantly, going out there and having all these thoughts, and not being able to focus, not being able to be conscious about the actions that I am taking, being completely um, um, taken by my mind. I always ask my students, who is the master, you or your mind? Who is the master? Now, if the answer to that question is, well, my mind, we all know that we are in a lot of trouble. So, and if the answer to that question is no, I am the master, then who are you? What is the part of you that is not your mind? What is the part of you that is not your body? In yoga, we call it the observer, the rishi. Meditation will give us the understanding of that rishi, the understanding of that person that is basically seeing what's going on, even when we are in the cognitive process, being able to understand, to take a picture of that. So let's do this one more time so you can really understand the three phases of your breathing. As I say before, we do not breathe like we have three phases: inhalation, exhalation, and then a little gap by the end of the exhalation in which you neither inhale nor exhale. So let's do it one more time, and then hopefully you will definitely recognize these three phases. Close your eyes, please. Connect with the noises around your home now. Feel all the sounds and noises around. And then shift your attention within you. Connect with your beautiful body. Readjust your body if necessary. Relax your shoulders. Set yourself properly to enjoy these 2-3 minutes of breathing. And then when you feel ready, once again, connect with your breathing and try to recognize the three phases of your breathing. Do not modify your breathing. Keep it as it is, because as it is perfect. Just connect with it. Now, please gently open your eyes. Isn't it cool to connect with our breathing, just to slow down for a couple of minutes? This is something that we can do every day. We can do every day. And every day we can really be there, connect with ourselves, connect with our breathing, and slow down. This will develop, this will expand your awareness. This will work on your awareness, because it's something that we need to just expand. We need to train. It's a credit that we have, yes, but it still is something that we need to expand, that we need to train. So you want to practice meditation. Again, you have a lot of guided meditations that you can access through my website, mayaorg.com, or through any of the social media, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, by typing Maya, MYA, Diego Gesualdi. So I will talk about food next Saturday. So I hope you just come by next Saturday at 4 p.m. It was beautiful to be with you. I hope this simple exercise can help you to begin the idea of developing the practice of meditation. If you, in a simple way, every day, go a couple of times per day and connect with your breathing and recognize these three phases, you will see how slowly your breathing is going to start healing itself. And your breathing is going to start being much more profound, much more relaxed, at the point that you are going to stay at that resting place, that resting phase, which is the third phase, for a long time. You're going to start feeling, oh yes, I would like to be here for a long period of time. Just practice. And if you have any questions, just contact me. I am here to help you. Just send me an email, contact me through any way that you can contact me, phone or emails or social media, and then I will try my best to answer the questions. Thank you so much for being with me. Beautiful to be with you. Enjoy your weekend. Namaste.